Hey ladies and gents, I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're looking at the control scheme for eFootball, and I'm going to admit this was my biggest fear. I knew the graphics would never be next gen 4 to 6 months ago, so how they look now isn't really an issue for me. However, the control scheme was always my biggest concern, especially when it came to involving the mobile community, because after I played the new football game open beta, they were so dumbed down for that version of the game. These are only the basic controls, but some of the decisions made here are a bit strange and with some startling omissions. So let's just run through the controls. Left trigger or L2 is used for shielding and physical defending. Shielding obviously where your player protects the ball, and physical defending lets your player fight for the ball by becoming more physical with the use of his arms and body to try and muscle the opposition player off the ball. However, in the new football game open beta, this also enabled super cancel, where you could prevent your player from magnetizing to the ball and you could adjust his position before he receives it. You're also able to disconnect your player from the ball whilst dribbling using this as well, something you couldn't do in previous versions of PES, but it does need a little bit of practice because I sometimes pressed it accidentally and found it frustrating when my player would just let the ball go. Left bumper or L1 for cursor change is standard, as is the left stick for player movement. Right trigger or R2 is one of the most interesting to me. This is going to be used for sharp touch, which is essentially driven passes. Also applied to this button is ball touch control and dash. This is certainly going to take some training, because I bet to use the ball touch control, you're going to have to press it lightly, utilizing the haptic feedback. Right bumper or R1 is also interesting, that this button is entirely for kick feints. So this is to let the ball run through your legs and run onto the ball, or to leave it for another player just behind. It could also be used for fake shots, but I'm purely speculating, as I'm not sure how easy it is for mobile players to press the shoot and pass button to perform a fake shot. But if there's any mobile users here that can explain how to do a fake shot on mobile, leave a comment down below and I'll pin it, because then we can get some clarity on that. Then we have the standard through ball and goalkeeper runs towards the ball, lofted pass, cross and slide tackling. So I don't really need to say much about those buttons. And then my personal favorite is X for matchup, removing the automation of closing a player down by holding a player press or secondary player press button. I actually welcome this as per my new football game open beta review. But it also means the artificial intelligence has to be incredible and really well oiled. This means we're going to have a real test, and every second of the game you're going to have to be alert and know how to defend properly. And it's going to be all about skills, in my opinion, in order to succeed. Then there's the standing tackle, which is being moved to square, which is also the shoot button. So what exactly are we missing? Well, the right stick doesn't even exist on this sheet, which is used previously for finesse dribbling and player selection. Someone mentioned that the finesse dribbling has now been moved to the left stick with ever so slight movement. Well, that's how it worked in the new football game open beta. Obviously, the actual skill moves are still tied to the right and left stick analog combinations, which will be part of the advanced controls. My main concern though is that the right stick for player selection is gone. I use this so heavily, and the player selection was pretty bad in the new football game open beta, that to have this as an omission is absolutely criminal. It has to be added back in, otherwise the player selection has to be the best it's ever been, or this is going to be a very frustrating experience. This was always my biggest fear, like I said earlier, from the first trailer and since playing the new football game open beta. I mean, just go watch my review if you've not seen it before. Go check that out, because a lot of this is covered anyway. Anyway, that's all from me, ladies and gents. Let me know your reaction to the controls down below. What do you think about them? It would be great to hear from you guys and hear your thoughts. Until then, thanks for watching and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.